Hello students, I am Kamaljit Sharma, PGT Accountancy, teaching in Cambridge International School, the SUA. This lecture is prepared for the subject of Business Studies for Grade 11 Commerce. Students, in the previous session we have studied the chapter number 2, that is Forms of Business Organization. In this chapter, we have studied about different forms of business organizations. In this session, first of all, we will revise the chapter number 2 and then we will move to the next chapter. I hope this lesson would benefit you in understanding the concepts. Students, in this chapter, we have studied about sole proprietorship, Hindu undivided family businesses, partnership firms, cooperative societies, and joint stock companies. Before moving to our topic, let us revise the forms of business organizations which we have studied in our previous lessons. The first form of business organization is sole proprietor. Sole proprietor means sole means the single, proprietor means owner. It means where only single owner is there. So sole proprietorship refers to a form of organization where business is owned, managed and controlled by a single individual who bears all the risk and is the only recipient of all the profits. In the sole proprietorship, there is no partner, no other person who is involved in decision making or working of the organization. I told you sole means single, only one, and proprietor means owner. So sole proprietorship means there is only one owner controlling the business. The second form of the business is partnership. Partnership where two or more persons. Partnership means where no single owner exists. It is defined an association of two or more persons who agree to carry on a business together and share of the profits as well as bear risk collectively. In the partnership, the minimum person would be two and maximum limit of the partnership partners depends upon the law, depends upon the Partnership Act. So in the partnership, two or more than two persons are involved, whereas in the sole proprietorship only one person is involved. In the sole proprietorship, all the decisions, all the risk, all the profits belongs to the single owner, whereas in the partnership the decisions or the policies to be decided by partners. Partners may be two or more. There may be active partners, there may be sleeping partners that we will study in our next sessions. The third form of organization is joint Hindu family business. Hindu family, the word Hindu doesn't mean it is related with any religion, but it is the oldest form of the organization which is being carried on from the generations of the joint families. It is a business owned and carried by the members of Hindu undivided family, which is governed by the Hindu law. Karta, the oldest male member of the family, controls the business. Giant Hindu family business is the oldest form of the business where the joint family is involved into the business. There is no sole proprietor and there is no the concerns of partnership in this giant Hindu family business. Next one is cooperative societies. It is a voluntary association of persons who get together to protect their economic interest. Cooperative societies are majorly formed for social welfare. Form of organization is joint stock company. A company may be defined as an artificial person existing only in the eyes of the law with perpetual succession, having a separate legal identity and a common seal. It is the largest form of business organization governed by the Companies Act 2013. Shareholders are the owners of the company. Students, each form of business has its own merits and demerits. It therefore becomes vital for the businessman to have knowledge about all these forms of ownership so that he can choose the right one. Choice of a suitable form of organization is important because the success and growth of the business depends a great deal on it. The form of business organization determines the availability of finance, risk associated with business, division of profit, owner's control, stability and durability of business, and so on. After the revision of chapter 2, now we are moving to our next chapter, that is chapter number 3, private, public and global enterprises. In this chapter, we will cover the following topics, that is concept of private, public and global enterprise, departmental undertaking, statutory corporations, government companies, multinational companies, joint ventures, public-private partnership. Anita, a student of class 11, was going through some newspapers. The headlines stared at her face. Government plans to disinvest its shares in few companies. The next day, there was another news item on one public sector company incurring heavy losses and the proposal for closing the same. In contrast to this, she read another item on how some of the companies under the private sector were doing very well. So she was actually curious to know what these terms like public sector, disinvestment, privatization mean. She realized that in certain areas there was only the government which operates, like the railways, and in some areas both privately owned and government run business were operating. For example, in the heavy industries like SAIL, that is Steel Authority of India Limited, BHEL, that is Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, and and TISCO, Reliance, Birlas, all were there. And in the telecom sector, companies like Tata, Reliance, Airtel operate, and in airlines, Sahara and Jet have recently gained entry. These companies, along with the government-owned companies like MTNL, BSNL, Indian Airlines, Air India, she then started wondering where the companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Hyundai came. Were they always here or did they operate somewhere else in some other country? She went to the library and was surprised to know that there was so much information about all these in books, magazines, and newspapers. In this session, we have discussed about the steps involved in formation of company, all the stages and important documents to be submitted. I hope this session would be beneficial for all those who have a keen interest in the business. So, try to understand these concepts thoroughly and note all these topics in your homework notebook. Till then, stay home, stay safe, but study regularly. In the next session, we will continue our next topic. Till then, dear students, to stop the COVID-19, stay home. If you don't think about yourself, think about your loved ones. So stay home please, but study regularly.